This conference will now be recorded.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So, yesterday we have discussed about um, the operators, right? So about the logical operators, relational operators, arithmetic operators. Okay, let's look into bitwise operators today. Bitwise operators, right? Yeah. So bitwise operators. Bitwise operators are going to apply on the bits instead of the numbers. Okay, meaning that I have two numbers, 10 and 20. Okay, 10 and 20. So if I do this is a arithmetic operation. This is what arithmetic operation, 10 plus 20. So if I say this is what relational operator. Okay, this is a relational operator. When I say this is a logical operator, this is a logical operator. Now I'm going to apply a bitwise operator on this. This is what bitwise operator. Okay, and is a bitwise operator. This is and is a logical operator. This is a relational operator. This is arithmetic operator. Just an example of each operator. Okay, so now this is bitwise AND operator. The syntax or the symbol, okay, the operator is single ampersand. This is bitwise AND. So we have bitwise AND operation and operator. Okay, operator, what is that? This one, single AND. The similar way I have bitwise OR operator. OR operator, like logical OR. How do we have logical OR? 10 or 20. So this is a logical OR. This is a logical OR, and we have bitwise OR operator. That is what single pipe symbol. Okay, so we have something called bitwise exclusive OR. This is what a cap symbol. Okay, this is the operator of cap symbol. Okay, so bitwise or negation operation, negation. We also call this as tilde operator. Okay, tilde operator. So this is going to represent using this. Understand? Okay, so we are going to discuss about this. So we are comfortable with these arithmetic operators, we are comfortable with the relational operators, we are comfortable with the logical operators. Okay, now we are going to look at the bitwise operators. Say an example of 10 and 20, and see that 10 or 20, 10 exclusive or 20. Okay, and the tilde operator, right? Tilde operator is going to apply on a single operand, not it's not a binary operator, it's just a unary operator. So tilde 10, something like that you can. Okay, now instead of this, what I do, I'll take x value and y value as 20, and here I'll just use what x and y, x or y, right? X or y, x exclusive or y. So here I will take tilde x. Okay, just a programmatic way. This is what we are going to understand.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Guys, give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Oh yeah, sorry guys. We have shift operators, left shift and right shift operators. This tilde operator and shift operators are unary operators where we apply on a single variable, whereas these, right, bitwise and or this exclusive or these are the binary operators. We need two variables. Okay, these are binary operators. These are binary operators, right? Can you please confirm, guys? Can you guys able to hear me? Yes. Okay. Thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. So let's understand one by one. Okay. So when I say 10 plus 20, that is going to be like addition operation, right? But here we are applying this bitwise and operators. We need to know what is the binary representation of this particular decimal number. These are decimal numbers, right? 10 and 20 are decimal numbers, right? We know that decimal numbers. Now we need to convert these into binary. We need to convert these into binary. So when you convert it, right, so what is the equivalent representation? Like we in general we represent in 8 bits, right? 8 bits is nothing but 1 byte. So we are going to represent this in 8 bytes representation. What is the value of 1010? So it will be 10, right? 1010, and all remaining cells we fill up with zeros. So if you convert this 1010 into decimals, you will get what? 10. The similar way, 20 also you have to write. So, sir, I don't know how to convert this. So then you can just go to command prompt, you just can to Python shell. Okay. You use the functions. What functions we have is we have a conversion functions from decimals to binary, binary to decimals. Okay. If we have x value 10 and you wanted to convert this into binary, we have a function called bin function where you are going to get the value. Binary value is 1010. The prefix 0b is going to says that okay, it is a binary representation. That's prefix tells that. Say x equal to 20. Now I wanted to know what is the binary value of 20. Okay, so you can see that this 10100 10100. So if you don't know how to calculate, just use this function bin function where you can get to know. Okay, now the values are 00 and 10100. These are the 2 bits, right? Now so we are going to apply AND operation on this. Okay, AND operation on this. You have to calculate this AND operation. How it is going to calculate the AND operation? So AND operation, okay, if both the bits are 1, then only, okay, then only result will be 1, otherwise it will be 0. Correct? So now see that here 0 and 0 becomes 0, 0 and 0 becomes 0, 0 and 0 becomes 0, 0 and 1 just becomes 0, 1 and 0 becomes 0, 0 and 1 becomes 0, again 1 and 0 becomes 0, 0, complete 0 guys. So the value of this will be 0. If you apply 10 and 20, you are going to get 0. Just go here and say 10 and 20. So what is the value guys? 0. Okay, the total is 0. Excellent. Yeah, Manikanda, correct. So the others, do you understand this? Do you have any confusions? So this is the point. If you remember this point, you would be able to answer. For AND case, both the bits must be true. Then only the result will be true. Nothing but if you assume that 1 as a true and 0 as false. If both of them are true, then only the result will be true. Right? Now the same thing you can apply for OR case. Okay, OR case. So we have AND case and we have OR case and exclusive OR. Okay, so here let me put this. Okay, so here this is about AND case. Okay, and in a similar way OR. So OR is something like it's R, right? Either A or B, meaning that any one of them. So if I have okay, 2 bits, okay, one bit is true, other bit is false. In case of R case, right? So if any one of them is true, then it will be okay, true. If any one of the bit is if any one of the bits is 1, then the result will be 1. Right? And if both the bits are 0, then only the result will be 0. Okay, both the bits are 0, then only the result will be what? Will be 0. Now you answer this. So 0 or 0, 0, 0 or 0, 0, 0 or 0, 0, and here 0 or 1. Any one of them is 1, then result will be what? 1. Right? 1 or 0 becomes 1, 0 or 1 becomes 1, 1 or 0 becomes 1, right? 0 or 0 becomes 0, correct? So what is the value of this, guys? What is the value of this? What is the value of this? So you have to calculate, you have to convert this into decimal form. You have to convert this into decimal format. Okay, if you don't know how to convert this, okay, if you don't know again how to convert this, we have functions again. We have function again to convert binary into decimal. What is the function? Integer function. So we take int of, so prefix is what? 0b is the prefix, and what is the value of it? You can ignore these zeros because it doesn't have any value, so you can take up to this 4 ones and 0. Okay, 4 ones and 0. What is the value of this, guys? 30. The value is 30 in decimal representation. So now if you apply R condition on 10 and 10 20, 10 or 20, you are going to get the value of what? 30. You are going to get the value of 30. So is that understandable for everyone? Simple only, not complex. So the file, if you have to remember this statement, that's it. This one, then you will be able to answer it. Okay, then we have exclusive OR. We have exclusive OR, right? So when you look at this exclusive OR, okay, when you look at this exclusive OR, so the formula is something like that. If both the bits are if both the bits are same, then the result will be will be false. That is what 0. If both the bits are same, meaning that either both of them are true or both of them are false, then the result will be false. That is what exclusive or. Okay, if both the bits are same, then the result will be 0. Otherwise, result will be 1. Okay, that is what the point you have to remember. Now the same thing if you apply. So here if you apply this exclusive or, yes, what I said, if both the bits are same, then it will be 0, right? Okay, 0 0, and both the bits are different. 0 exclusive or 1, it's going to be 1. 1 0 exclusive, like it's going to be 1 1 1. If both the bits are 0, then it looks like both are same, right? This one and this one. Okay, in this case, even here also it is going to give you the same number, 10 exclusive or 20. Okay, so if you want to see the difference, maybe like I said 10 or 15, you see this 10 exclusive or 15, you are going to get 5. 10 or 15, you are going to get 15. So see that. So here, so don't get confused. Okay, are these always going to be same? No, depends on the numbers you give, the values change. Okay, so you have to remember these points to answer it correctly. Okay, so now the question is, when a real-time environment, where do we use the bitwise operations? Okay, so the bitwise operations in general, in regular web application development, we don't use it. But when you are really working with some chip-related product development, when you are developing like the operating system level applications, when you are implementing a security things, so there the bitwise operations are more helpful. So maybe the antivirus softwares, right, such kind of things. So there the bitwise operations will be helpful, but not in a general web application development. Okay, right. So then let's understand about these operations. Okay, this negation operation, right? So this is going to be so simple. I'll give you simple equation, guys. You remember that. Okay, you remember that tilde x is going to be x equal to 10, suppose. Okay, example, x value is what, 10. Now tilde x, the equation for tilde x is equal to minus of x plus 1. This is the standard formula. Okay, this is the standard formula, simple. So these things, right, there is a chance of getting in the written test exam. If you go and give any written test, so you are going to get one question on this all bitwise operators. Okay, in such case, so there is a chance of getting this. So what is the value of this? Minus of x plus 1, so it becomes what? Minus of 11, right? So x equal to 10, and when I said tilde x, the value is minus 11. The value is minus 11. And the similar way, I can have it like tilde x, double tilde. Even this is also like we can calculate. So this is what? Tilde of x, right? So tilde of what is the value of this tilde of x? Minus 11, right? So again, tilde of it is something like tilde of x, right? X value is minus 11 now in this case. Again, minus of x plus 1. X value is what? Minus 11, 1 plus 1. So what is the value of it? Minus of minus 11 plus 1 is minus 10, and minus of minus 10 is 10. Okay, so that says that if we have two tilde operators, it's going to strike off one with another. Meaning that, so I have tilde x. What is the value of this, guys? What is the value of this? Mankanta, hold on. So we are discussing about this. Okay. So here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 total. So when you have 7, 6 are going to strike off with one another, but finally it is going to be tilde x. So when I say tilde x, the value is minus 11, guys. Okay. So I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 x. So this will be minus 11. Okay. If I give 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it will be 10. So if number of tilde operators are odd numbers, then it will be minus that, like minus of x plus 1. The result will be, if the numbers are even numbers, operators count is even number, then the same value will be coming. Okay, that's all about this tilde operator. Okay, so right, yes. So then we have shift operators. Okay, these shift operators are something like the bits are going to shift to its right word or maybe left word. Okay, towards its left, towards its right. So they are going to shift. The bits are going to shift. So what is the x value here? 10. So 10 is the value of this, right? So this is what my x value here. Okay, my x value is 10. Okay, and the bit representation, if you look at, these are the 8-bit representation. Okay, now so when you say right shift in the sense, the bits are going to shift to its right direction. So meaning that, so this 0, okay, this 0 comes to here, the 1 is going to be here, right? So again a 0 and again 1 and the remaining zeros. Okay, so 0, 0, 0, 0. So basically it is going to shift towards it right side. Okay, is that clear, guys? So 2 bits, it is going to shift to 2 bits. So these are the 8 bits that I have. Now I said right shift. How many bits I wanted to shift to? 2 bits. So that's what these 2 bits I have shifted to it towards it right. Okay, so these are the bits cells. If you assume these are the bit cells, okay, these are the bit cells. If you assume these are the bit cells, 8-bit representation. If you shift this by 2 bits, right? If you shift these 2 bits, you are going to lose the 2 bits, guys. You are going to lose the 2 bits. Okay, so meaning that, so we'll be losing this bit as well as we'll be losing this bit. We'll be losing this 2 bit. Okay, ultimately now the value is what? So here the leftmost 2 cells are empty, right? The empty cells we are going to fill up with zeros. We are going to fill it up with zeros. Okay, so this is what happens when you apply the right shift operator on the bits. 2 bits are going to move to its rightward, and which are going out of our boundary, so we will be losing those bits. Now the value is just 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. So finally the all left side zeros doesn't have any value. So these are going to this doesn't have any value. So the ultimate value is what? 1, 0. So what is the equivalent? What is the value of 1, 0? The value of 1, 0, binary value of 1, 0 is what? 2. This is equivalent to decimal value 2. So right, so the value output is what? X right shift towards right, the output is what? 2. In the similar way, you can also check the left shift operator. So when I say left shift, 2 bits are going to shift to its towards left. Okay, towards left. So then in that case, left hand 2 bits I am going to lose these 2 bits. I'm going to lose the first 2 zeros, and I'll be having a gap in the right hand side now, because I'm moving left hand side, right? I'll be having gap. So here it's going to fill it up with the zeros. Now in this case, the right hand side, we're going to fill it up with the zeros. Now the value is 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. The now 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. it's going to be 101,000. What is the value of it? What is the value of it? 101,000.
16.
2 power 0, 2 power 1, 2 power 2, cube, 2 cube is 8, 2 power 4, 2 power 5. 2 power 5 is what? 32, right? 32 plus 2 cube, 8. 32 plus 8 is what? So I am going to get 40. The value of this is 40. Okay, so 101,000. If you want to clarify, just you go to here and you can apply this. You can convert that into integers. 0b, that's a prefix, 101,000, right? So the value of that is 40. Okay, and the first case, what the value I got is just 10. So that is the value of 2. So that is how we are going to get. If you apply these right shift and left shift operations on this, I'm going to get the values like this. Okay. Guys, any confusions around this?
Can you explain left shift operator once again?
Yeah, sure. So you take the same value here. So if you working with the left shift, okay. Now what will happen? It is going to move the bits towards its left, right? Meaning that, so now this time, so I'm going to get something like this. Okay. So here the 0 comes to here. Okay, another 0 comes to here. Okay, then I have rent. Let me take let me show you here. Okay, so I have 8 bits representation here. So take 8 bits, 8 cells. 8 bits are nothing but 8 cells. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you fill up with your numbers here. What is the numbers like 0, 0, okay, 0, 0, and 10, right? It's 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. These are my 10 bits. Now, so I'm saying that it's going to move it's towards its left, right? So when it is moving towards its left, so meaning that, so this bit is going to move to its towards its left, right? Meaning that so this bit will be moved here, this bit also will be moved here. This is swapping. This bit comes here and this bit comes here, this bit comes here. Just it's a swapping of bits, right? Ultimately, like so these two positions are going to become empty, right? These two positions become empty, right? So again, if you see the structure, how the structure looks like, so the 8-bit representation will be like it's moving it. The last two zeros are we are going to lose these two zeros, right? We are going to lose these two zeros, meaning that, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, correct? Okay. Now here, so as the bits are moved, these two zeros I am going to lose. Now what will happen? This 0 comes to here. Okay, this 0 comes to here. The 1 will be coming to this. The 0 coming to this. 1 will be coming to here. 0 will be coming to here. Correct? This is what movement, right? So now these, what about these two cells? These are going to become empty, right? These are going to become empty. So here what I'm getting here is 0, this 0, here I'm going to get 1, here I'm going to get 0, and then 1, here I'm going to get 0. Okay, now these two cells are empty, right? Become empty. Now what about that? Always the remaining blank cells are going to fill up with the zeros. fill up with the zeros. So now it is going to be placed 0 and this is going to be placed 0. Understand? Now what is the value of this? So anyhow, the leftmost zeros doesn't have any value. So from here 1 0 1 triple 0, this is what the value 1 0 1 triple 0. The equivalent value for this decimal representation is 40. That is what the output we have seen here. Understand, Venkatesh? So is that clear now? Okay, fine, perfect. Right, so that's what we have, left shift and right shift operations, left shift and right shift, and tilde operator. Okay, so these are all these operators are going to use in different environment, guys. So not in regular web development, we don't use. Okay, we don't use in our regular web development, but when you are really working with some hardware tightly, like the software that works with hardware, right? So there it will be useful, and even more security related implementation, security algorithms we have, right? We have security algorithms. So there in the networking security algorithms, so these are useful. If you are into that kind of projects, yes, you will need this, otherwise not required. Okay, hope these are clear for everyone. Okay, right, yes. So I have the last one. We discussed about membership operators and special operators, yes. Identity operators, did we discuss about them or not? Hope we have discussed, yes. Okay, so yeah, then these are the operators, guys. These are the operators, and finally we have, okay, we have operators precedence. Okay, we have operators precedence, guys. Okay, just I have a image here. Yeah, can you guys see this? Okay, so here you can see operators and meaning. So we have these are the different set of operators that we have. Okay, anyhow, like when you combine any expression with this bracket, right, that gets highest priority. The order, when you have some expression, right, so on what basis we are going to calculate, that is what we are going to discuss here. Okay, meaning that, so here I have something called x values 10, y values are, let me take it as a value. Okay, a equal to 10, b equal to 5, c equal to 20, or d equal to maybe 4, some numbers, random numbers. Now I am going to do this: a plus b division c multiplication d minus e, something like this I have. So now tell me what is the value of this. What is the value of this, guys? Give me your inputs here. What are the values? A plus b 15, 15 by c 15 by 20 into d, 15 by 20 into 4 minus 1 is that. What is the output? Tell me what is the output here. Do you have answers of this for this? All right, so that is where like we will get confused. First, do I need to apply this subtraction, or first do I need to apply this star, or do I need to apply this division or this plus? How I'm going to do it, how the calculation is going to do that. That's where this is going to help us. This is going to help us. So here if you look at, yeah, Bartman's rule can be applied when you have just basic operators, plus minus multiplication. But what if, like if I have floor division here, maybe other operators, modulus operator, or maybe something else, some other things, then so your Bartman's rule is just not enough, okay, for solving all the problems, right? Because we have special operators. Say I have here again modulo operator, then getting it. So here say e value, let's take as e value as maybe 50. Okay, now here e mod e mod d, something like that I have. So then so our just Bartman's rule doesn't help here, right? So how, like, on what basis this is going to apply, and what basis this is going to apply? So definitely we need to understand this chart. Okay, we need to understand this chart. Based on this, we have to apply, we have to calculate it. So if you look at this, parenthesis is going to get the highest priority. So here I have the parenthesis here. So this is going to evaluate first, meaning that whatever I have inside the parenthesis is going to evaluate first. So d minus e mod d is going to evaluate first. Again, I have minus and I have modulo operator. So out of these two, which evaluate first? Minus and modulo operator. Where those operators? So modulo operator is here and minus is here. So the first priority is what? Modulo operator. So modulo operator is going to apply. So e mod d, e mod d is what is the e value? 50. Mod d means 4. 50 mod 4. What is the remainder value for this, guys? When I say 50 mod 4,
2.
what is the value of it? Okay,
2.
so 50 mod 4. Let us take accurate things. 2. The remainder is 2. So d minus 2. What is the d value I have here? 4. 4 minus 2 is what? The result will be 2. So now the whole result of this is 2. Now, so now it is going to evaluate the remaining stuff. A plus b, floor division c, star 2. We have evaluated that already. Now plus floor division and star. Out of this, which is the priority? Okay, so star, floor division are at the same level, right? Star and floor division are at the same level, and plus is at the same level. So now, so these are at the same level. When both are at the same level, you come from the left to right. So let us say a plus b floor division c. What is the value of b? 5. C value is 20. So 5 floor division 20. 5 floor division 20 is what? 0. So it's going to be 0. It's going to be 0. Oh, come on, 0 star 2. 0 star 2 is what? 0, right? So ultimately the a, what is the value of a? 10. So that's what the expectation output. Okay, that is what the expected output. Now see that. So a value is what? I have taken a value as 10. Okay, okay, I have a value. So a, b, c, d, e, right? I have these values. What are the values I have? A value as 10, b value as 5, c value as 20, and d value as 4, and e value as 50. These are the things, right? And what is the expression is a plus b mod a plus b floor division c star bracket d minus e modulo operator d. So if you follow that, you would be able. So what is the output, guys? 10. Able to answer it. If you follow that, you would be able to answer it. Hope you understand. Okay, the value of it is 10. So that's how you can calculate. You have to follow this chart. That is the chart. Okay, understand the importance of that chart. When you have multiple operators, in a single expression and you wanted to evaluate it, then you have to follow this order. Okay, this is precedence, operator precedence. This is known as operator precedence. Okay, so that is all about the operators, guys. Okay, go through them again and again. Okay, try to understand, go through the recorded session again, but ensure that you are perfect in the variables understanding, data types understanding, the operators understanding. We spent a lot of time, right? Spent enough time. Now we will actually start with the flow controls. Okay, flow controls. So as part of the flow control, we have conditional statements, iterative statements, and transfer statements. So we will talk about them tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow and day after tomorrow, I will wrap these flow controls, guys. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, we'll try to wrap the discussion about the flow controls, because there are like it has a number of things again. So we can have if condition, else condition, if else ladder, and we can have nesting of if. Okay, we can write if statement inside another if statement. We can write if else statement, another if statement. We can write if else statement inside else statement. So we have different combinations. We'll look into them, and then followed by iterative statements, while loop and for loop, followed by transfer statements, continue, break, pause. Okay, we'll talk about them tomorrow and day after tomorrow, 2 sessions. Right, so that is the plan for this week, guys. So tomorrow and day after today is Wednesday, right? Yeah. So Thursday, Friday, we'll be finishing up. Okay, those 2 concepts. All right, guys. Any questions? If we are good, yeah, let's wind up for today. We are completely done till operators. Any questions? Previous classes, right? Just talk to our team. They will help you. Okay. You must be having the contact number or email ID. You talk to them. They will help you out providing the previous classes. Thanks, man. Thanks, man, for feedback. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir,
Okay.
hello.
Yes. Yes.
If
Tell me.
we declare A, B, C, D, E, F, the values is except F value, we not given equivalent values. So in such case, what is the F value? That means, yeah, write down A, B, A comma, B comma, C comma, D, E, yeah. F. If we given only 5 values,
So it
yeah.
will be syntactical error. Okay.
Oh,
So that has to be matched. Left hand side and right hand side. This it has to match.
okay.
Okay. So any other questions? So inform to your friends also not to miss the sessions, guys. Even though you are getting recorded session, but if you are attending, it will be interactive. If you are interacting, like so, even the sessions will go more powerful. Like it will be very nice. The sessions will go very nice if you are interactive. Otherwise, it's like a one-way track. Okay, you should interact. You should ask questions. You should follow whatever question it is. No problem. It can be a silly question, that silly thing that you feel, but still you ask it. No problem. I will answer. Okay. Ultimately, you have to learn. You have to understand this. Okay, that's all for today. Let's meet tomorrow. Okay. No, that's what I tell. That's what I'm telling. So you speak with our team, and they will help you out to share the classes. Okay, recorded session links. Okay. See you guys. Have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow morning. Bye bye.